It's the Joel Shit Show, featuring Joel Shit. Hi, welcome to the Joel Shit Show. I'm your host, Joel Shit. So yesterday was Sunday, and that means football. So I got up and, well, first I watched Meet the Press, and Timothy Geithner was on. You know, it was what it was. Not the most exciting thing. And then I watched Sunday NFL Countdown, which was more exciting because Kenny Mayne was at Green Bay, talking to people in the stands and doing the things that Kenny Mayne is known for. They showed a lot of flashbacks of interaction between Kenny Mayne and Brett Favre. It doesn't surprise me the two of them get along. They're both into the same silly shit. I forgot I have to stand up here, otherwise I'm too far away. The reason why I always want to stand back there is because that's where the table comes out. Watch, here, I'll show you. See? So the table comes out here, so it makes me want to stand right there next to the garbage can. Just, you know, if you don't think about it and you let your body do what it wants, that's where you're going to want to stand. There's nothing here. There's no relative point for me if I stand here, so I feel like I'm in between, and it doesn't make me very comfortable. Anyway, so our local game, of course, San Francisco 49ers, Indianapolis Colts. And I had the 49ers plus 12 because I figured, you know, they're just not going to lose by that many points, and they didn't. They played well in the first half. They scored in the final 2 minutes, but then taunting penalty, short field on the kickoff, they were able to drive and get a field goal too. So it's still 14-9, not bad. And at halftime, Indianapolis made adjustments, and the 49ers didn't, because they were doing such a good job. Why would they have to? And admittedly, they only got 9 points in the second half. Touchdown, no 2-point conversion, and a field goal. So defense, no problem. I have no problem with the defense. Offense, made no adjustments in the second half, or at halftime for the second half, and that's why they ended up with 14 points. So they lost 18-14. You know what, though? I'll take it. They're 3-4 in a shitty division. I mean, let's see. Seattle's 2-5. The Rams are 1-7, I think, now that they beat the Lions. And so that leaves what, the Cardinals? The Cardinals are probably 3-4. Yeah, they're not 4-3. They're probably 3-4 after this last weekend. So, you know, good enough for the West. They'll be fine. They can still go 10-6, I think. This is the hardest part of their schedule. You know, Houston, Indianapolis, Chicago. I think they might beat Chicago, but regardless, after that, there's at least 5-6 wins waiting in those remaining 7 games. Not a problem. 10-6, maybe, but definitely 9-7, and they'll win that division, so I'm not worried. Afternoon games, I was at the radio station, did my show went fine, got a phone call. They really liked the Summer Cat song I played. Every time I play Summer Cat, somebody calls in. Played another Hot Toddies song. This one was called HTML. Love Hot Toddies. They played Friday Night with Shona Knife. Did I go? No, I was tired. There are other reasons too, but even if they didn't have those reasons, I wouldn't have wanted to go because I was tired. January 10, the Crate Place, Santa Cruz. That is when Hot Toddies play next, I think, and I will try to see them then. Then I can go to Saturn Cafe beforehand. It'll be fun. But HTML, great song. Those are women after my own heart, and it wouldn't take much for me to have them be my favorite band, for sure. The Hot Toddies from Oakland, California, you should check them out. So I played their song, and it was fine. Show went okay. The guy who shows on after me didn't show up again, so whatever. I left at 3 and went home, and I went to CVS, and I was going to buy half-price Halloween candy, except CVS raised all the prices of their Halloween candy first, and then made them half off. So they were still cheaper than they were before Halloween, but they weren't cheap. They were, like, I looked at one bag, and it was $4.99, so it was going to be $2.50. That bag was probably $3.99 or $3.50 before Halloween, so then it would have been $1.75, $2, and that's what I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay $2 for a bag of candy, especially if that's the half-price price, because then I get the boost of buying it when it's on sale. But when you raise the price to $5 first, so then it's $2.50, dirty pool. That's the kind of place CVS is. They sell expired merchandise, they do things like that, so, you know, whatever. I will continue to game them, and that's what I did in this case. I had a 5 off of 30 or more coupon, and they had toilet paper for $10. 16 big-ass rolls of Charmin for $10. But if I bought $25 worth of Procter & Gamble products, I got 2 free tubes of toothpaste, the 8-point ounce size of the Crest with the scope that's already in it. I mean, you still use the mouthwash afterward, but it's kind of neat that whatever artificial flavor is in the scope is also in the Crest, so I get a kick out of that. Especially if I use a different brand of mouthwash afterward, like whatever the Target brand is now, Up and Up, right? So then they can fight it out in my mouth. Scope is like, yeah, we're the Cavaricci wearing Gucci B-boys, right? And then the Up and Up is like, yeah, but we're the bargain hunting, too good for grocery outlet kind. And then they fight it out in your mouth, and then if any bacteria die in the crossfire, everybody wins. So, 3 giant things. I have 48 rolls of toilet paper now. Mary told me to buy toilet paper. We have toilet paper now. That's what she gets. And I didn't buy any half-price Halloween candy. Pseudo half-price. So, it's just as well. This week's CVS ad's kind of crappy, and I have a $10 extra bucks I have to use tomorrow or Wednesday. And maybe I'll buy imitation half-price Halloween candy then. I gotta do something with it. It's $10, right? I have a $1 one that I'm going to use tomorrow, but I'm going to buy milk with it. Actually, I'll probably do it tonight. Went to Lucky, bought some Macintosh apples. Went to FoodMaxx, because FoodMaxx, they sent me another stupid coupon sheet. So here's the thing. I said, alright, I'm going to get the cheese, the singles, like Kraft singles, but they're made by Borden. So, okay, 12 ounces, 99 cents. And, oh look, Progresso lentil soup, 98 cents. I'll pick up 12 of those. So I get the flat of 12 and I put the cheese on top and I walk. Now FoodMaxx is this style of grocery store where you pack your own stuff. You bag your own stuff. So the lines are always really long. There's no customer service. Basically, everything is cheap because they get rid of all the overhead. So butcher, forget it. Deli, forget it. It's there for people. It's the suburban happiness, which great for me. So I go to the lines, and they're all really long, because it's Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock, and everyone listened to the Joel Shit Show on KSCU, actually Joel's Hit Show on KSCU, and then when my show was over, they all said, let's go to FoodMaxx, so they did. Now, what happens then? Well, they all got in line at the same time as me, except they all have shopping carts full of things, because this is what they do on Sunday after listening to my show. They go and they buy their groceries for the week. So here I am with my flat of soup with my cheese on top, and I walk up, and I got to use some elementary line techniques here. Let's say out of the 11 lines, 4 are open, which is pretty typical for FoodMaxx. I don't know why they have 11 checkers. I think they use each checker once per day, so that no 2 people are on the same checker in the same day, which is why there's never more than 4 or 5 out of 11 open. The 2 on the ends are always going to have the longest lines, because people turn in a corner, they go to get in line, and they go, oh, well, okay, I'm in line now. So then there's going to be 1 or 2 in the middle. Those always have a shorter line. So I bypass the first line, go to the second line, and it's got about 3 people in it. So I grab an Archie comic, and I go stand in line. And I open up my Archie comic. Person in front of me gets tapped on the shoulder. The checker next to the one we were in was opening up. Would you like to get in line? Okay, so she goes, and I think, well, in front of her is someone with a full cart full of shit. In her cart, there's like 10 things. So I'll just follow her. It'll be faster. So I follow her with my soup and my cheese and my Archie comic book to read the line. Now I'm not in the line where I got it from anymore. So I go to open it up, and the woman says, oh, you can go ahead of me if you want. It's like, oh, okay. So I basically passed. It's like Fast Track. It's the equivalent of Fast Track at any bridge toll plaza. By the way, Bay Bridge is supposed to open this afternoon. We'll see. And so I said, where am I going to put the Archie comics? I put it with Soap Opera Digest, because there was no Archie comics in that line. I hate being that person, but I feel less guilty about it at FoodMaxx, because I'm basically introducing more variety to the magazine selection in that row, in that check stand. And if there's some kid who got bummed out because mom decided to take that line so the kid wouldn't read Archie comics while they were waiting in line, because what if he steals it? Oh my god. He's going to be like, oh look, there's an Archie comic here after all, because someone put it back in the wrong place. Screw you, mom. I was an enabler. So, get in line. Didn't have to get in line. Got ahead of her. Whole transaction takes 30 seconds. He looks at the soup. He goes, are they all the same? I said, yes. So he takes one, scans it, says quantity 12, scans my cheese, takes my cheese coupon. I swipe my card, I'm out of there. Walk out to the car, get home. I couldn't have been in that store more than 4 minutes. On a Sunday afternoon, are you kidding me? That is a gold star effort right there. Get home, find out the Raiders have already lost. If the Raiders had won, I would have won my suicide league, because there were 3 of us left. They both picked San Diego, and I picked the Bears. And the Bears won, but San Diego also won. They keep picking the same teams, and I'm always trying to pick a team that I don't think they're going to pick, because it's easier to knock them both out at the same time. And if all 3 of us get knocked out at the same time, we split the money. Well, I feel like I have positive EV with these 2 guys, and so I don't want to get eliminated. Now, am I losing all of my expected value by picking an off-the-wall team? well, I'm not trying to pick an off-the-wall team, but picking Chicago was a no-brainer. I mean, it was the Browns for crying out loud. Second best team in Ohio, right behind Ohio State. Oh yes, the Bengals. Actually, one of my big picks this week is Bengals. I think it's +3 against the Ravens. Whatever, Bengals in 3, minus or plus, I don't remember, but I don't think the Ravens are going to do well this weekend. But we'll talk about that some other time, maybe. So, football, Raiders lost. Watched the end of the Packers and Vikings. I had the Packers -3, and that was a bad bet. Never was in doubt, so I lost that one. And then lots of other things happened, but I don't want to go over 10 minutes and have this get cut off. So that's all the time we have for today. Visit us on the web at joelshitshow.com. Email joel@joelshitshow.com.